Today we're tying a pheasant tail. We're going to be using a curved scud or pupa hook. It allows for a natural curve to the insect in the water. A little different from the shank because there's a continual bend all the way through it. We'll begin by wrapping on the eye of the hook and bringing the thread back so that it's even with about the barb. Trim off excess. We'll tie wire on first, and then bring your thread back down to that barb point again. Pheasant tail will be next. We're looking for about half the length between the eye and where we have our wire secured. The trick to this is making 2 or 3 wraps to secure the pheasant tail at the same point. Pulling your excess pheasant tail out of the way, keeping tension on your bobbin and bringing the bobbin up about halfway between the tail and the eye. And then we're going to use the pheasant tail as the body. You'll notice how the fibers will begin to separate slightly. It's okay, just keep working with it. Overwrap is fine. A few fibers get away, just gather them back up and keep wrapping. Securing the pheasant tail to the shank. A couple more wraps just to secure it. We're going to use a counter wrap to our wire, going the opposite direction we were wrapping our thread. We do this because the wire itself would find its way among the fibers and not securing it. Counter wrapping, we're really securing that pheasant tail, which is brittle. A few wraps for the wire, and several more to secure the hook. Another clump of pheasant tail. This is going to form not only our wing case but also the legs at the end. We're looking for about the length of the shank, or the length between the eye and the tail. We'll measure that, set that back on top of the shank, and secure the pheasant tail to the shank of the hook on top. It has to be on top. Trim off excess. Few strands of peacock. We'll secure the tips to the shank in front of the pheasant tail, and we'll begin to wrap this around. Again, they're going to fan out on you. Just kind of work with them, kind of herd them up towards the eye, and then secure the peacock the eye of the shank of the hook. Trim off excess. We're going to fold the pheasant tail over the top, holding it down with your index finger of your left hand to form the wing case. Several wraps, and then dividing the excess material on one side and then the other to form the legs, and several wraps to secure it. Whip finish. And the pheasant tail.